coverage. City News on 97.3 FM. Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
City News.
It's 17:30 GMT. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. I am Umaru Sanda Amadu. Tonight, I'm here with
Akusia Ochi.
And coming up over the next 90 minutes, Electoral Commission officially replies the National Democratic Congress rejecting the calls for an audit of the electoral register ahead of election 2024. We'll be giving you a full breakdown of the EC's reasoning. Also, coming up, 12 protesters, including Oliver Bakavomawo, remanded by the court into police custody after they appeared in court today, bringing the number to close to 50, the number of demonstrators who have been brought to court. And later on Eyewitness News, mortuary workers call off strike after meeting with Fair Wages in Salaries Commission. And on Point Blank tonight, my guest is a youth president of the governing New Patriotic Party, Salam Mustafa. He'll be joining us for a conversation. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We also have business news in the next 15 minutes, and the latest headline will be
Bank of Ghana rolls out new methodology for FX market reference rate computation. That's
in 15 minutes from the Citi Business Desk. Eyewitness News is live across Ghana on a number of affiliate stations, including on Adrian Power 100.7 FM in Takwa in the Western Region, Sky Power 93.5 FM in Takrady, and Beach 105.5 FM in Takrady. We are also on Greener 95.9 FM in Sunyani in the Bono region. We are on Adrian Power 99.9 FM in Nkaria in the Ashanti region. We are live on Heritage 107.3 FM in Hohwe and also Freedom 88.1 FM in Sugakope, both in the Volta region. In the Northern region, we are on Radio Gaki 88.3 FM in Saboba. In Upper East, we are on Quality 88.7 FM in Garu. And in Northeast, we are live on Nobia 98.1 FM in Nalerugu. We are live also on YouTube. We are live on Facebook. We are live on X, formerly known as Twitter. We are interactive. Join us with your messages 0549 986 996. 0549 986 996. Let's settle for details of our stories. And the first one has to do with the Electoral Commission. Well, the Electoral Commission is preparing for the elections of 2024. The NDC, ahead of the election, is asking for an audit, a forensic audit of the Electoral Commission's register ahead of the elections of 2024. There have been a back and forth verbally where the Electoral Commission has insisted there's no need for an audit. The NDC has insisted there's a need for an audit. It actually marshaled its members on the street nationwide demonstration last week or so to demonstrate and demand for an audit. Yesterday, the NDC wrote a reminder to the EC asking for it to respond to the calls it has made in that petition that it presented. This afternoon, the Electoral Commission issued a statement in which statement it said that the National Democratic Congress, it has given the National Democratic Congress an assurance that it will re-exhibit the corrected provisional voters register, but online, not at registration centers, 40,000 registration centers, as the NDC has been asking for. But also insisted that there would be no independent audit, as the NDC has been asking. Now, Sami Wiafe is in our studio here, where he's my producer. How many pages is this letter?
9 pages.
So it's a 9-page letter that the Electoral Commission has written to the NDC. Is it a letter or is it a statement? It's a letter.
It's a letter because
Addressed
it's
to the
addressed
NDC.
to the national chairman,
Okay.
National Democratic
So give us
Congress.
a highlight of what the Electoral Commission has been saying in response to the NDC.
So, the NDC presented this petition to the Electoral Commission on the 17th of September this year, the very day they held their demonstration. And per the EC's response, they are responding to the number of issues the NDC raised in their petition to the Electoral Commission. So the Commission respond to these points one after the other as presented in the NDC petition. And the first one, it says, failure to provide provisional voter register in time for scrutiny. The Commission responds that it provided the Provisional Voter Register or PVR to the NDC and all other political parties on the 19th of August 2024. Thankfully, the Commission's inability to provide the PVR earlier did not prevent any political party from scrutinizing the register. The live online exhibition of the Provisional Voter Register through short code *711*51# is still ongoing, and voters can still check their details electronically till election day. Your team can continue to scrutinize the Provisional Voter Register and present discrepancies to the Commission for correction. Discrepancies in the voter transfer. In your petition, you indicated that some 243,540 voters were transferred illegally in the Provisional Voter Register. You allege that the said transfer were without involvement of voters. We wish to state that the transfers were legal. During our press conference on the 2nd of September 2024, the Commission explained that the 2024 absent voters list and transfer voters list provided to the political parties included all transfer undertaken since 2020. Hence, the higher than expected figures. That is not an illegality as claimed in your petition. What happened was that records of all transfers that took place in 2020, 2023, and 2024 were presented in the register given to the political parties. This resulted in a higher figure recorded for the transfers. This has been corrected. We acknowledge that our officer in Pusiga carried out 38 unauthorized transfers. The said transfers have been reversed and the officer's appointment has been terminated. For your information, our system keeps record of all transfers, including the date and time of each transfer, officers responsible for the transfer, among others. These are all visible and verifiable and stored in the Voter Management System, VMS. Third point, he said, unidentifiable and missing voter data. The NDC alleged that 3,957,000 voters previously registered were detected from the 2024 Provisional Register without explanation. We wish to state that the alleged missing voters have not been deleted. They are either on the voters register or on one of the following list. That is one, the exceptional list, the multiple list, or the transfer list. The NDC is yet to provide the Commission evidence of the 1,500 instances of unidentifiable voter transfer path that the party noted it has identified in the Provisional Voter Register. As explained above, all data from registration to transfer and amendment are not deleted from the Voter Management System. All voters registered in the VMS can be accounted for. There exists a trial that explains each voter's movement. Even in the absence where voter data is corrupted, there still exists evidence, that is in paper and electronic, of the registration having taken place. This allows the Commission to identify the voters and invite them for inclusion should it be revealed that they were deleted from the register.
Okay. So I mean, let me take a breather there. That's Sami Afisa, correspondent at the presidency, helping us make sense of the statement from the EC. But let's speak to the Electoral Commission itself. Dr. Eric Bosman Asari is a deputy chairperson of the Electoral Commission. He's joined us on the line. Sir, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you, my brother.
So it is an 8-page letter that you have written to the NDC. Even though it's an official document, this issue has been in the media space. So it's only fair again that our listeners will get to hear a summary of why the Electoral Commission took the position it took and the position actually that you took. So can you summarize for us, this has been a very longish letter, what is the position of the EC officially to the NDC on the call for an audit of the register?
Good evening to you and good evening to your listeners and as well if there are viewers. I think the Commission's position is very clear and is that we think the call for a forensic audit is very, very premature because the CI 91 as amended by CI 126, which guide elections in terms of the registration aspect and the exhibition aspect, they are very clear, and embedded in CI 91 is an audit system which ensures that after the registration, the register is displayed for public inspection. And once publicly the register is inspected, it goes through a process of cleaning, correction, so that all discrepancies in the register are corrected. And all these processes are ongoing. Once they are completed, the Commission will come up with a final register. And beyond that, even the concerns that have been identified by the NDC and other individuals who went to the polling stations to check their names, all these concerns have been addressed. So as we speak now, the register is in the final stages. We've just completed with the district registration review officers who are the magistrates for the districts. We've just completed with their exercise. So as we speak now, once that process is completed, the implementation of their decisions will also take place. And once we finish, we'll have a final register which will be used for the election. So the Commission strongly believes that we have a system in place which audits the register internally. So the call for forensic audit is premature.
Okay, now the NDC would say that the fact that you made a concession somewhere that you've had challenges, for instance, in Pusiga, speaks volumes about the credibility of the entire register, and that if one is wrong somewhere and you have made that admission, then there could be several other wrongs with the register, for which reason there's a need for this forensic audit. What do you say to that?
I think what we have maintained, which we haven't departed from, is that the Pusiga incident, the Commission has admitted that because of the absence of a liveliness check, someone took advantage of that. We have since introduced that. And the register we've given to the parties, since we gave to them, we've been working on the register. Once we finish with all the corrections based on the implementation of the district registration review officers' decisions, we'll give it back to the parties. And I believe the parties, especially the MPP and the NDC, they have the capacity to know whether what we have given to them is the right document or not. So as far as the Commission is concerned, the Pusiga incident, we scanned through the register and we didn't find any of such in any other places, any other districts apart from Pusiga. So we believe that the position we have taken is consistent with the law, and it will ensure that we produce a register that will be fit for purpose for the 2024 general election.
Let me ask you a layman's question. One, the Electoral Commission is not going to pay for an audit from your own pockets. It is going to be paid for by the state. Two, a very important stakeholder like the NDC is making that call. And because you don't want to go into the election with suspicion and doubt, the view would be that open the register up for the auditing to be done. If you have nothing to hide, then open it up. What would you say to such calls that, one, open it up for auditing because it's not going to be your personal money that will be used? That's one. Two, it will clear every shred of doubt so that by the time we get to elections, everybody knows that you have been thoroughly investigated, thoroughly cooked, and your register is as clean as a whistle.
I understand that, those are legitimate questions, but the Commission's position is that embedded in CI 91, regulations 23 and 24, is an audit of the voters register, which we have triggered. Those processes are ongoing. So those who are calling for forensic audit, what we are basically saying is that it's not because of the money we are going to use to pay. That's not the issue. But what we are saying is that within the laws of our country, CI 91, there is a provision which allows, or there are provisions which allow us to go through that particular process. Until that process is completed, we know that once that process is completed, we'll come out with a document that will reflect. And again, the Commission has given the assurance that all the concerns that have been raised, they have been addressed. And indeed, they have been addressed very soon. Next week, we will definitely have a meeting with the parties, and the Commission should be able to display everything everything we have done as far as the register is concerned, based on the feedback we got from the NDC, the feedback during the exhibition exercise, all these discussions will take place at IPAC. So I do expect that all the parties that will come, they will know how far the register has gotten to, and they will be convinced that a lot of work has gone on to ensure that we produce a final document which will reflect all those who are registered voters.
This online exhibition you intend to do, how would it work? So I can check on my phone whether I'm registered and check on my is that how it's going to be? What's the plan?
Yes, please. And it's going to be free, as we've stated in our statement. It's going to be free, and Commission will come up with some regulations on it, so that in case you identify anything, there will be an opportunity for it to be corrected for you. The idea is that it's not going to be at a cost. We will make the announcement, it will be free. When you check your polling station details will be confirmed, your name and your other relevant details will also be confirmed.
And that would pass as an exhibition, correct?
Oh, yeah, every time we do the physical exhibition, we also do the electronic one. And what we have stated in the statement is that the time will not allow us, considering that to do the physical exhibition, it will take you about 3 to 4 weeks to print the registers and to be able to distribute them. And looking at the time now, today is September 26th. We are looking at almost 2 months today. Election, so this will not be feasible. So Commission has agreed that let's go ahead and do the electronic version, which will be free at no cost to all registered voters.
The only problem with the virtual one is that there will be no party agents to cross-check. 2, we cannot check dead people from the register, transfer issues, all those who may not be able to be dealt with.
Traditionally, party agents don't go to the exhibition centers. They don't go there. So in the last exhibition we had, I didn't hear of any place where a party agent went. But Mr. Sander, in terms of the deceased, there is a procedure in the law to clean up the register if there's someone who is dead. And during the exhibition, in a number of the polling stations, people went there with the details of the dead, and they were able to ensure the removal of these individuals. And the implementation is even ongoing. So there's a procedure specified in the CI for that.
Thank you so much for speaking to us, sir.
Thank you, and the best wishes to you and the team.
That's Dr. Eric Bosman Asari. He's a deputy chairperson of the Electoral Commission. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. So the response from the EC, as you've heard there will be no audits like the NDC is demanding. In fact, Alan Chamantin's group also made the call yesterday, wrote a letter to the EC chairperson. So there will be no such audit, at least that's what the EC is saying for now. However, there will be a virtual exhibition of the voter register where the Electoral Commission will be communicating later to us how you can check your details before voting day. We're yet to hear from the NDC on what exactly the position is. Actually, we have on the line Dr. Rashid Tanko Computer. He's Deputy Director of Elections of the NDC. Doc, you're welcome to Eyewitness News. So the Electoral Commission has sent a 9-page letter. I don't know if it has reached you or not, but of course, with the advance of media, a lot of these letters are seen by the media and the public before it even gets to the recipient. So that may be inconsequential. But suffice it to say, the NDC Electoral Commission is saying your request for an audit will not happen in the sense that you want it to. However, there will be an exhibition that will be done virtually for everybody to do. And there's also going to be an IPAC meeting coming up soon. What do you make of the responses from the EC?
Sandra, let me say good evening to your cherished listeners. And then Dr. Bosman, let me say good evening to him. We have received their response. We have studied in critically. It borders on 2 issues, one being technical and the other being on policy direction. I'll talk on the technical issues in their letter, but the policy one, I'll defer that one to my boss, the national chairman, the general secretary, and then Dr. Mani Boama. They are my bosses to deal with the policy aspect. One, let's look at it critically. They talked about having corrected the register and responded to some of the issues that we identified and that they have worked on them. Let's take, for instance, the page 5 of their response, where they talked about the 243,000 that they inadvertently added to the current transfer data. Under, all along, is it not the same Electoral Commission and NPP which held press conferences and said we had not presented any evidence to them? We have not brought our evidence to them for them to work on. So where did they get this one to correct? Where did they get the 243,000? How did they correct that? And how did they know that this is the total number that actually they had? If we hadn't seen this, if we hadn't tracked down this illegal, don't forget, the director of electoral services, I was with him on one of your sister stations, that is PM Express, where he told us point blank that they deliberately, that was the time, he deliberately added those figures for us to track transfer history. I disputed it there. Today, in their own document, they've run away from the deliberate and they are now using inadvertently. You see, so these things that they are doing are even deepening the cracks between the NDC and the EC. That we are suspecting that it was done somehow to manipulate the data. And we're expecting that if you have a robot ICT sector or department that could not be able to track this and allow this inadvertently adding of all data to bloat the register, then you don't have an ICT department. Somebody somewhere is not doing his work well. Thunder, in the same vein, the mention of 38 illegal transfers. Who told them a 38 illegal transfers? You see, what I've realized is that the Electoral Commission, as of now, is doing some firefighting. When the NDC comes out with something, then they will run after it. And then when they go after it, then they make press release or press conference on that issue. Without bothering to go around the whole data to see whether we have similar issues happening in other constituencies or districts. As we speak now, the same issue, the same modus operandi they use for the Tamale South, Sanaru, and push them to Pusiga, it's appearing in Asunafat South and Asutifi in Ahafo. It appeared in Tolong again. We uncovered similar modus operandi. It appeared in Volta region, where people's data were just transferred illegally without their knowledge. And so when we gave them a teaser of the 38 in Tamale, they quickly ran after it and they put it in there. They've not even taken their time to go through the whole system to find out whether similar thing happened. This is the issue we are talking about. And so we should stop doing firefighting and rather let us sit down, do this forensic thing, and then clearly to track down all those illegal guys, those crooks who went into their system and manipulated the data without their knowledge. It appeared that the commission seems not to understand these things very well.
Now, the ultimate aim of your call is for the register to be clean. The Electoral Commission insisted that the cleaning of the register is a self-healing process in what they call the exhibition. Now they plan to do the exhibition electronically so that people would manage to verify their details before the election. They've said that the reason is that there is no time for them to do the printing of all the registers to be able to exhibit them in the 40,000 centers and all of that thing. So they're going to go virtual. What do you make of that decision?
Sander, this is a policy issue. And I will not comment on it. Will allow my bosses to come out with a policy, of which they are still working on that one. Because that was one of the major calls we made about re-exhibition. Initially, their own director of elections said they were not going to do any exhibition again. They won't do any re-exhibition. He was emphatic on it.
Yeah,
so
but now they have met you halfway.
Good. That's why I'm saying that I leave that one today to my bosses to deal with that one.
Okay.
And then we can move on from that direction. Whatever they come out from it, we will go. We are looking at the technical aspect. But you see, Sander, the whole issue about this register is that somebody is manipulating the data. And you see that, read all the 9-page document. You will see that they are silent on CI 127. You will see that they've not mentioned 127 a bit. Do you know that transfers has nothing to do with CI 91? All this problem we are talking about, it has nothing to do with CI 91. In their 9-page document, they are rather referring to CI 91. And talking of CI, quoting copiously about the exhibition process and all. CI 127 is where transfers are, where the issue of transfers and the modus operandi that they use in that one. They are silent about it. They refuse to talk about it. Because that is where the illegality is. That is where we are talking of liveliness tech. If you don't appear before a returning officer, you cannot be transferred. We don't do transfer in absentia. How come electoral officers are doing transfers in absentia? And nobody is quoting about that one. Nobody is talking about it. And putting them on strict proof that you cannot do transfer when you don't appear before a returning officer. Why is it that they have not interdicted the returning officer of Pusiga, but rather they had to go for the ultimate, the director himself? Is it the director who did the transfer? That is what we are looking at.
Very well. Wait for your official position on the response from the EC. But thank you for speaking to us.
I'm grateful.
That's Dr. Rashid Tanko, Computer, Deputy Director of Elections, the National Democratic Congress. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We'll return with more. Please be with us.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Google me. At what time when you come back, we are not hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car? No, I not change my car. It be the same, right? It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, so this is the type of fuel where they want to. Cause now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir. Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind says be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open there. Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel? Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you. Hey, then make a finish my go be fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my go be inside? I give you info. Make a feel the go be too small. The go. Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Hey, is that cool? Hey, you've grown into a big boy,
Even Momo is 15 years old.
It still feels like yesterday when we were fumbling with cash and worrying about the way money moves.
Say it again. Now I send money to my AC in the village, pay bills, save money, loans so kaka, investment kaka, at the Momo app.
Shit. How do you think I get the small coins from my bugapa?
To celebrate 15 years of Momo, you too can win awesome prizes in the Momo F15 Rewards promo. Just download the new My Momo app, continue to transfer and make payments, and you could be one of the 15 lucky winners of 15,000 Ghana cedis and 150 lucky winners of 1,500 Ghana cedis each. So, Ghana, keep celebrating Momo at 15. Offer runs from now till November. T's and C's apply. MTN.
Electroland Ghana Limited is back with a massive back-to-school promo. Visit EGL showrooms and authorized dealer stores across Ghana for best offers on Samsung, Media, TCL, and NASCO products. Get a free portable audio speaker with the 50-inch NASCO Android UHD Smart TV for just 4,999 Ghana cedis. NASCO AC starting 3,699 Ghana cedis with free air cooler. Experience UHD 4K Smart Android TV with TCL for 6,499 Ghana cedis and receive a free electric kettle. Cook up a storm with the Media 20-liter solo microwave for only 999 Ghana cedis and say no to cold meals. Get a free cake mixer with the 4-burner Media gas cooker. Call 0503-159-739 for more information. Electroland Ghana Limited, home of electronics and appliances. Terms and conditions apply.
Create wonderful memories with the entire family and capture those special moments when you visit Photo Store and Achimota Recreational Arcade inside Achimota Retail Center. We always have amazing deals and unbelievable discounts to offer. And your vibes and cool.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
You're welcome back. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We are broadcasting from Adabraka in Accra. My name is Umaru Sanda Amadu here with Akosua Otre. This is the Election Bureau, and we are broadcasting from number 5 Ola Hansen Lane, at Tesano in Accra. Let me bring in Hansen Ajiman. I'm bringing Hansen Ajiman in not because of the election, but because of a demonstration over the weekend, which demonstration led to the arrest of some 50 people, which 50 people were brought to court, which court decided to remand them to 2 weeks in prison and also in police custody. Now, tonight, Oliver Bakavoma, the leader of the group, was in court. He too has been remanded. Hansen, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Sander.
So, before this morning, there were 39 people or 40, how many people who had been remanded?
So there were 39 persons who had been remanded.
As of today?
As of today. A bench warrant had been issued for one person because he had been given police inquiry bail at the police station but did not appear in court at the scheduled date for hearing. And then 13 persons were arraigned yesterday. Their lawyers made an argument for them to be granted bail. The prosecution, because of time situations, couldn't respond to those applications, and so the case was adjourned to today for them to respond. And when they came today, the prosecution responded. The judge then delivered his ruling, saying that all 13 persons should also be remanded into police custody. So that makes 52 persons who have been remanded into police custody. We are not aware if the police have already arrested the one person who a bench warrant has been issued for.
So the people who came yesterday who were told to go and return today, they're the ones who were remanded today properly by the court.
Exactly. And remember yesterday, Oliver Bakavomawo couldn't make it to court because he was receiving medical attention. But today he came to court. He was in a white attire, limping, visibly limping. Certainly we can link that to concerns about the ill health for which he received medical attention. His plea was taken today. He is facing 8 counts. Averagely, there are about 50 protesters are have been charged with about 5 counts, including unlawful assembly, conspiracy to commit crime to wait unlawful assembly, unlawful damage, offensive conduct conducive to the breach of peace, assault on a public officer, and so these charges
for him,
for generally for all of them, on the average for all of them. But in addition to this, Oliver Bakavoma has been charged with stealing. Now, he's been charged with stealing because, if you remember the video we posted on
stealing
social,
a car key.
The car key of the police.
The tow truck.
The tow truck, and throwing it away. And so the police deemed that act by him as stealing. So he pleaded not guilty to all these charges.
He stole the keys, not the car.
He stole the key to the car. So that act that he took. So what we saw and reported is him taking the key
and running
from the car and running away. The police and the prosecution have interpreted that to be stealing and have charged him with the charge of stealing in accordance with the criminal laws of Ghana. Now,
so their pleas were taken, all of them?
So their pleas were taken, all of them have pleaded not guilty, except for that one person
who didn't show up.
A bench warrant has been issued.
And the judge, in announcing that was it he or she?
A he.
In announcing that he was remanding them in prison and police custody for 2 weeks, did he give any reasoning?
Well, so for Oliver Bakavomawo, he took notice of the fact that already he is on trial for treason felony, for which he is already on bail. And these are some of the considerations that the judges will usually consider in deciding whether or not to grant bail. When the prosecution was opposing the bail application, particularly for Oliver Bakavomawo, they drew the attention of the judge that he had earlier been granted bail for treason felony, and then he has gone on to commit this crime in their view, and for that reason he should be denied bail. For the other persons, the judge indicated that their lawyers could not give an indication of where exactly these persons live for the court to be certain of their place of abode and to be sure that indeed these are people who would make themselves available for trial. An interesting thing that also happened in court is that I remember a lot of the supporters and family members have been complaining about how the police allegedly have been maltreating the protesters and have not been giving them food. But in court today, prosecution said that was not true. They said they've been giving them food and actually went ahead to mention a popular food brand that they've been giving them in sales. They say they give them papaya.
Oh, okay.
So but
were they asked to respond whether they've been getting papaya or not?
Well, they of course, from the agitations from the accused persons, they said that was not true. Okay. Their lawyers also indicated that was not true, and that they even struggle to find where they are to be able to give them food. However, the head of legal for the Ghana Police Service was in court, Superintendent Asari.
So he was prosecuting?
No, he was in court. He was not prosecuting, but he spoke with respect to the food aspect. And he says he is a supervisor for the investigative team. And the day they were giving the papaya, he actually supervised the distribution of the food to them.
Now, my question would be, was it the AG prosecuting or left for the police to do the prosecution?
No, so this is the Office of the Attorney General prosecuting.
But, I mean, was it Attorney General or his deputy?
No, so these are state attorneys.
So state attorneys were doing the prosecution. Okay. Talking about the Attorney General's department, there was a response on that issue of the pregnant woman.
Yes, so the Office of the Attorney General is saying that when it comes to plea for bail, your lawyer is supposed to make certain things or information known to the court, and anything that will mitigate enough for the court to be able to grant you bail. And one of such things, usually from my experience from the court, is that when you have somebody who is sick or somebody who is pregnant, it will often than not lead the court towards agreeing to grant the person bail. The Office of the Attorney General is saying that lawyers for this particular person did not make this information known to the judge. Neither was the prosecution aware of this information. And if they had made this information known, it may have inured to the benefit of this particular lady.
So you did an interview. We can listen to it. An interview too.
The Citi Newsroom spoke to the Deputy Attorney General, Alfred Tianwa.
A number of people, we've seen social media campaigns are going on, hashtag Free the Citizen, generally calling on the Office of the AG to drop the case against these protesters. Let me pick your initial reaction to these campaigns ongoing.
The AG, per our Constitution, has the mandate to initiate criminal prosecutions. And in initiated prosecutions, we do not look at the persons involved. For all persons are equal before the law. So the moment there's an investigation to the effect that a person has committed an offense and the docket is referred to us, we go to the docket and prefer charges. In this particular case, we have preferred charges against the accused persons. We have placed them before court. The court has remanded them. So far as we are concerned, the case is before the law courts. The law court, if there's a change in decision in the future, that will be communicated. But for now, the AG is taking this mandate to initiate and conduct prosecutions on behalf of the people of Ghana.
All right. There are people who still say that remanding them for 2 weeks, and then the lawyers that we have spoken to, the lawyers of these protesters we have spoken to have said that these protesters were denied access to their lawyers before they were put before court and all of that, and that is unlawful. What do you say to that as well?
Whether it is true that they were denied access to their lawyers is something that I cannot confirm. But the police arrested them, and per our Constitution, every person arrested has a right to a lawyer or counsel of his choice. But as I speak to you now, we've not had any evidence to the effect that any of the accused persons was denied right to counsel.
That is what the lawyers have said.
Yes, then maybe if the evidence comes up, we will look into it. But as I speak now, there isn't anything of that sort.
One key key issue that a lot of people are also concerned about is the fact that we have a pregnant lady on board, and even people who were not part of the protesters have also been picked up.
On this issue about the pregnant person, whether she's pregnant or not, it's not something that I can confirm for now. But the law on these matters are very clear. Now, when someone is pregnant and he's put before a law court, and the court is considering whether to grant bail or not to grant bail, it is the duty of the lawyer of such an accused person to make it known to the court that his client is pregnant and provide the evidence. So the court, in considering the bail application, may want to look at that aspect of it. But the courts are also mandated by law. When they convict a female person and is about to sentence the female, the court is mandated to inquire whether the female, that accused person, is pregnant. So when it comes to the grant of bail, the law does not mandate the judges to inquire. But when it comes to sentencing, that is where the judge is supposed to do that. On this particular case, I've checked from the attorneys who were in court yesterday. And from what we have been told, the issue of the pregnancy of an accused person never came up in court for the court's consideration. And so if indeed one of the accused persons is pregnant, then the counsel for that accused person failed in his duty to disclose such information to the court. And so if there is any blame, rather laid on the doorstep of the lawyer for that accused person, then I've gone to the extent also to find out from the CID whether that information of pregnancy came to their notice, whether that accused person disclosed to them that she was pregnant. And there's nothing from their end to that effect. And so the issue as to whether an accused person is pregnant or not is something that will be interrogated. Now that it has come up, you need to find out to see whether indeed she's pregnant. But her remand, as I said, if indeed she's pregnant was remanded, then her counsel actually failed her, because counsel was supposed to have made it known to the court, so the court could have considered that one in either granting bail or remanding her.
A group of Ghanaians yesterday gathered at the United Nations headquarters in New York, essentially demanding the release of these remanded anti-Galamsey protesters. Isn't this coming as an international disgrace to the country?
Ghana operates with a set of laws, just like all other countries under the UN. When it comes to the right to protest in Ghana or to demonstrate, it is a constitutional right that no government can stop it. However, that right is not absolute. You exercise that right in accordance with law. And so if you exercise that right and decide to exercise it in such a way that you also infringe on the rights of others, or that exercise also against public interest or public good or public order, you will not be left to say, because you're exercising that right, you should not protect the public. So the right to protest in Ghana, nobody questions it. We are not questioning it. We are upholding it. But the protest must be done in accordance with the laws of the land. Those who protested in New York, it's their right to protest. But on the merit of their protest, what they are talking about, this is something that the laws of Ghana do not permit, that if you protest and you act contrary to law, you should be arrested and then be taken through due process. Those who have been arrested, they've been taken through due process. And we've been watching the videos. I have never seen any video where the police was molesting or beating or manhandling any of the people that they were arrested. The police in this particular instance, as many people who concede, decided to act even though they were provoked, but they never took any steps to, as it were, molest or beat any of the people who were protesting. And so if someone is saying that there's an infringement of fundamental human rights in Ghana because they were arrested, then a person, with all due respect, does not have the full facts.
Finally, what do you say to critics who say that these protesters who were arrested are being targeted because they spoke against illegal mining, an issue that people have said that government is relatively involved in and is refusing to speak on its matters?
Galamsey is an essential threat Those of us in government know it. Those outside the government know it. It's a serious matter that we all need to fight. And so if anybody is demonstrating that galamsey must end, that one, nobody can stop such a person from demonstrating. But if you are demonstrating, and because of that demonstration, you decide to take the law into your own hands, it means that you want to maybe you want to resolve an illegality with another illegality. You want galamsey to be addressed. Then in the same token, you also go against the laws of the land. And so as a government, we think it's a fight that we need to fight. As I speak to you now, over 800 people are in court facing prosecution because they committed mining offenses. And so the fight is on, but we need to do more. The more we fight, the more we see people also devastating our environment, polluting our water, etc., etc. So we concede that galamsey is a fight we all need to wage, but in the course of waging that fight, we must also not break the laws of the land.
So that's Deputy Attorney General Afretian Yeboah speaking to my co-anchor Akosia Ochri on the arrest and detention of a pregnant woman whose name has been given only as Vera as part of the protesters who have been arrested and remanded in police and prison custody. But that's not all. There have been other voices on this particular subject matter. Akosia.
Yes, the Ghana Center for Democratic Development, CDD Ghana, has strongly condemned the remand of over 40 protesters from the Democracy Hub into police and prison custody, while the CDD described the remand as a gross abuse of power.
The brief of what we have put out is that CDD is not happy, as our release indicates. We are not happy with the way the police had fulfilled their duty in terms of how they had engaged and dealt with the protesters who had gone on demonstration over the weekend, exercising their constitutional rights in that process. In places where criminality can be abused, those parties should be dealt with according to law. But we are also talking about the way the police go about even handling protesters who were supposedly breaking the law. The kind of force the police use in terms of how they engage with these actors themselves is problematic. The police should always be acting from a standpoint of professionalism. Their engagement with the public is not in one of brutalization. They are not supposed to brutalize citizens. They are supposed to engage and neutralize elements that will cause problems or cause trouble in the course of these demonstrations. So it is how they approach and handle the situation that we are more concerned about. Whereas people were unruly, people went over the line in their behavior. The approach to police should not be one of beating and manhandling and abuse.
That was Dr. Michael Augustus Akagbo, Senior Programs Officer at the Center for Democratic Development, CDD Ghana. Well, Amnesty International Ghana is also demanding a full-scale independent investigation into the alleged police manhandling of protesters.
Is this the time we are living in Ghana, that citizens are afraid to just exercise their right to come out to the streets? What are the security forces doing to ensure that protesters and also non-protesters, because mind you, they were also arrested, are safe during protests? I think it's important to do an investigation, because that would also give us a basis on how we get to review the Public Order Act, because right now some of them are facing charges, not just under the Public Order Act, but under the Criminal Offences Act. We believe that there are going to be several other protests coming up. How prepared is the formed police unit, for example, for these type of actions coming up? And it shouldn't be seen as power over, but power with the people. The police need to engage with the organizers of protests directly. But unfortunately, the Public Order Act, as ambiguous as it is giving us this. And it really shouldn't be this way. And if we are going to take to the streets again, what is going to happen again? Are we going to detain protesters as we did last time? So this is the issue we have to really address. This power over, it can't work with protests. It needs to be power with.
You heard that from Genevieve Partington, Country Director of Amnesty International Ghana.
This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We are coming to you from our studios in Adabraka in Accra. Yesterday on Eyewitness News, we brought you a story that mortuary workers had planned a demonstration starting today. Well, that demonstration started, but it was truncated midway. Akosia, please tell us the story.
Well, the Mortuary Workers Association of Ghana has put its strike on hold, hoping the government to heed their demands. Well, the association has issued a 2-week ultimatum to the government to take appropriate action, or they will resume their strike. The mortuary workers today embarked on an indefinite strike in demand of improved conditions of service. Well, concerns of the union include inadequate provision of personal protective equipment, which members say has exposed them to diseases and other dangers. In a Citi News interview, General Secretary of the Mortuary Workers Association of Ghana, Richard Kofi Jordan, indicated that the industrial action will be resumed if the government does not address the concerns of its members by October 10.
Therefore, directing my members, as I speak to you, that they should begin work immediately and serve the good people of this country. But it doesn't mean that we have suspended it or call it off. We are really keeping it in abeyance. We do not need to inform anybody before we trigger it. Starting on the 10th of October, from today, if we still have even one person who has not received what he has to receive, we trigger the strike. And this time round, it will not be nice. We are talking about PPEs, which is first non-negotiable. It ought to be there already. Choboy! Hey! Choboy! Hey! It has to be there. PPEs or personal protective equipment, it is non-negotiable. It has to be provided with immediate effect, adequately. Number 2 has to do with some salary arrears, which was negotiated somewhere 2020, which is still, being manipulated by some few people and refusing to pay to us.
That was General Secretary of the Mortuary Workers Association of Ghana, Richard Kofi Jordan. Now, David Asamoah has been nominated as Acting Managing Director of the Electricity Company of Ghana, ECG. Well, this was announced by the board chairman of the ECG, who doubles as majority leader in Parliament, Alexander Penyo-Marking. Mr. Asamoah's nomination comes after Managing Director of the Electricity Company of Ghana, Samuel Dubik Mahama, tendered his resignation over personal reasons. Information available to Citi News Review, Daniel Asamoah will be the Managing Director until the time the government, which is a sole shareholder, decides otherwise. Or some reactions coming in. The Africa Center for Energy Policy says the resignation of the ECG board should serve as a wake-up call for the appointing authority.
It's the first step in the reform process of turning ECG around. We actually call for the dismissal of the entire management, including the board. So we are hoping that the board will also follow suit. And that will give us the opportunity to really bring in a new set of people or entities that we can clearly give benchmarks on performance to, for them to be able to turn the company around, fix the collection problems, fix the power theft issues that are plaguing the company, and all the inefficiencies, reduce the losses significantly. Those are things that we want a new management to come and handle. Given that they also pretended over the inefficiencies, if the top man is gone, they should all follow. The appointing authorities see lessons from the resignation of the CEO to be able to dissolve the board and reconstitute a proper one that would fix the problem.
He heard that from policy lead on petroleum and conventional energy at ASEP, Kojo Yawuchi.
This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We are coming to you from our studios in Adabraka in Accra. Up next is business news. And then on Point Blank, my guest is Salam Mustafa. He is the National Youth President of the governing New Patriotic Party, Youth Organizer. That's the official title. He'll be joining me for a discussion on Point Blank on the party's youth activities ahead of the election and that planned face-to-face he intended last week against the demonstrators who are currently in police custody. Stay with us.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
It's time to dream big. The Public Employment Center near you can help unlock the potential of your business. Are you starting a business, looking for the right job, or seeking guidance on your career path? The Labor Department got this.
Empower your dreams. The future is bright. The Labor Department is guiding your light. Empower your dreams. The future is bright. Your Labor Department is doing things right.
The Labor Department office in Ghana is dedicated to promoting fair labor practices, protecting workers' rights, supporting job placements, empowering individuals, and empowering female business owners through its services and initiatives. Empower your dreams. Make them come true. Your Labor Department has free business coaching for micro business owners or entrepreneurs. Visit the Public Employment Center in Accra, adjacent Kempinski Hotel, or call 053-9165-608 today to register for free business coaching on entrepreneurship, financial literacy, digital marketing, etc. The Labor Department, your free employment services provider.
Hey, is that cool? Hey, you've grown into a big boy, oh.
Even Momo is 15 years old.
It still feels like yesterday when we were fumbling with cash and worrying about the way money moves.
Say it again. Now I send money to Ma AC in the village, pay bills, save money, loan so kaka, investment kaka, at the Momo app.
Shit. How do you think I get the small coins from my bugapa?
To celebrate 15 years of Momo, you too can win awesome prizes in the Momo F15 Rewards promo. Just download the new My Momo app, continue to transfer and make payments, and you could be one of the 15 lucky winners of 15,000 Ghana cedis and 150 lucky winners of 1,500 Ghana cedis each. So, Ghana, keep celebrating Momo at 15. Offer runs from now till November. T's and C's apply.
MTN. Are you feeling tired after a hard day's work? Have you lost your appetite even for your favorite dish? Viral Blood Tonic is a nutritionally balanced, pleasant-tasting tonic fortified with iron and vitamins to boost your appetite and energy levels for high performance. Viral Blood Tonic, easy to take and good for the whole family. Viral from Danex Iting Starwin PLC. If symptoms persist after 48 hours, consult a physician. This advert is FDA approved.
Africa is growing. Africa is connecting through trade, business, family, and the knowledge we acquire across borders. Africa is becoming one continent without borders. Own it with GCB Bank using PAPS, the one money transfer that connects us all. Available in Nigeria, Ghana, Sierra Leone, Liberia, Guinea, Gambia, Kenya, Djibouti, and Zimbabwe. PAPS, making it possible to send money instantly across Africa, faster, safer, cheaper. For more information, visit any GCB branch or call toll-free 0800 422 422. GCB, your bank for life. Get the details. Every significant financial transaction, every market movement, and all the policies that affect your business. City Business News. Be informed.
Welcome to the Thursday edition of the City Business News on Eyewitness News. I am Akosia Otre. Let's start from here. The Bank of Ghana has introduced a new methodology for calculating its foreign exchange market reference rate in line with international best practices to better reflect market conditions. According to a statement from the BOG, the new approach aims to expand data coverage by incorporating daily transactions between commercial banks and their clients. Well, this update is part of the BOG's broader strategy to align its market reference rate methodology with the International Organization of Securities Commission's principles of financial benchmarks. Well, the reference rate published daily on the BOG website will now be derived from data submitted by all banks. Each working day, banks report all spot dollar cedi transactions executed before 3:30 p.m., including interbank transactions and client deals with nominal values of $10,000 or more. Away from that, stakeholders in the energy sector have heightened calls for the government to completely dissolve the entire board of the Electricity Company of Ghana. Well, this demand follows the recent resignation of ECG's Managing Director Samuel Dubik Mahama, who stepped down citing personal reasons. Commenting on the ECG boss's resignation, policy lead on petroleum and conventional energy, at the Center for Energy Policy, ACEP, Kojo Yawuche, emphasized that the ECG board must be held accountable, emphasizing the appointment of the new management to clear up their performance indicators to drive improvement in ECG operations.
We expect that, first of all, the person coming or the new management should be well versed in the problems of the company, come on board with strategies to turn around the financial challenges of the company. That is really, how do we resolve the collection problem? How do we collect more? So we expect that there should be targets that the new managers would have to follow within 3 months, within 6 months, within a year. This is how much you should be pushing for. And where they fail, then we get them out and get more competent people to come and do the work. So we are looking for a turnaround of the company. These are problems that are fixable.
That was Kojo Yawuche, policy lead on petroleum and conventional energy with the Africa Center for Energy Policy. Now, the U.S. ambassador to Ghana, Her Excellency Virginia Palmer, has urged the government and key stakeholders in the oil and gas sector to uphold the terms of contracts signed with industry partners. Well, she stresses that adhering to these agreements is crucial for maintaining a stable and conducive business environment, which will in turn drive economic growth. Speaking at the 2024 Ghana Oil and Gas Conference, organized by the Ghana Upstream Petroleum Chamber, Ambassador Palmer also highlighted the need for the Ghana Revenue Authority to adopt more investor-friendly tax policies.
It's a lot of work for everyone, but it's important. And for Ghana to fund its own development, it must act decisively to promote greater investment in clean energy and its oil and gas, a significant challenge amidst an exodus of big international oil companies from mature African basins. Improving Ghana's business climate will be an important next step and one it must tackle. And here I'm going to speak frankly as friends do. This means a commitment to contract sanctity, including provisions on international arbitration. It means clear, consistent, and fair treatment by the Ghana Revenue Authority. It means speedy dispute resolution. It means real consultation on changes to localization requirement and timely payments.
That was the U.S. Ambassador to Ghana, Her Excellency Virginia Palmer. Well, that's all for the Thursday edition of the Citi Business News on Eyewitness News. I'm Akosia Oche. Do stay with us. Up next is Point Blank.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Hi, Aku. I just got the estimate for the home repairs. It's more than we expected. I'm really stressed about where to find the money.
Why worry, Musa? You are a salaried worker. Haven't you heard about the GCB personal loan promo? They can give you up to 700,000 Ghana cedis in less than 24 hours at a significantly reduced interest rate and fees.
Really? This sounds exciting, but is it easy to apply?
Super easy. Skip the stress. Get the cash with the GCB personal loan promo with a 1-month repayment holiday. Just visit a GCB bank branch near you or call 0302-634-922. Toll free 0800-422-422. No hassle, no stress.
Wow, I just got a notification. The loan is already in my account. That was fast.
Skip the stress and get the cash you need with GCB personal loan. Visit a branch near you today. Terms and conditions apply. GCB Bank, your bank for life.
Births and Deaths Registry beckons all of us to forge a future where each birth is duly recorded and every Ghanaian life is cherished and remembered. To help capture these moments, registration is absolutely free for the first day to 12 months after birth. You are, however, encouraged to register within the first 90 days of a child's birth for timely data capturing to help government plan for the child. Ensure that you present a maternal health record book or weighing card for the registration of births. By registering births, we lay the foundation for progress and prosperity in our beloved nation. Our offices are opened from Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. This message is is brought to you by the Births and Deaths Registry under the Ministry of Local Government, Decentralization and Rural Development, supported by the Public Sector Reform for Results Project and the World Bank. Call 030-3941-222 or visit pdr.gov.gh for further details. From the first cry to bidding farewells, everyone counts. Register now.
Are you searching for a world-class conferencing facility to elevate your next event? Do you need a bougie look for that all-important corporate, board meeting, or private social event? The Alisa Hotel Pavilion at Northridge. Our expansive conference center comfortably seats 1,000 persons in a theater-style setup. This makes it ideal for large conferences and exhibitions. Where there is the need to break out, the conference center seamlessly converts into 2 separate breakout rooms. With the importance of seamless technology integration, our facilities are equipped to support your audiovisual needs. Looking for an oasis of bliss? Saunter into our Oasis Lounge and enjoy your juicy lamb chops, steaks, and burgers. We have alfresco dining for nature lovers in our lush manicured lawns. The Alisa Hotel Pavilion, where great minds convene and beautiful memories are created.
Oh, jump! Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
This is Point Blank on Eyewitness News. My name is Umaru Sandamadu. Tonight on Point Blank, my guest is the National Youth Organizer of the New Patriotic Party. Salam Mustafa is joining us in studio. You're welcome, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Umaru.
How are you doing?
By the grace of God, I'm doing fantastically well.
It's 3 months to the election. Is your stomach rumbling?
No, not at all.
Are you sure you're not
even for once?
You're not scared?
No, not at
Nothing?
all. Nah.
Vim day?
Extreme.
You sure?
Too much vim.
And yet you were fighting ordinary protesters who were protesting
No,
against
I wasn't
balancing.
fighting ordinary protesters.
What
I
were
was
you
going to do citizen arrest of some hooligans.
Citizen arrest?
Yes.
But should you do that? You are a governing party.
No,
president.
this has nothing to do really with party governing and opposition or something. People were destroying our property, and we thought that we should stop them and protect our property. So we're going to protect our staff, and then to do citizen arrest and then hand them over to the police. That's all that we're going to do.
But the democracy have people.
There's no democracy in them.
How?
They are hooligans.
How?
These are miscreants.
They wrote officially to inform the police they are going to demonstrate, and they've done engaged.
Yeah, they didn't tell the police they were coming to
exercise.
Block the roads with boulders and remove keys of security vehicles and throw them away, and harass ordinary citizens, stop them from accessing healthcare. They didn't tell the police all that. They didn't write that.
So what were you intending to do? To go and engage in a fito, as they say it in Hausa, face-to-face, face off with them, fight them?
No. I said we're going to do citizen arrest. So we're going to, take them.
How can you go and take them when you can report to the police? You do not.
No, the police was there. They saw the vandalism. They saw the distraction. And they did nothing to stop it. So we thought that, if in the full glare of cameras, security, they are watching on us, private property is being destroyed, it was incumbent on us to stop it. So we were going to do exactly that, stop the destruction of the property, and then hand them over to the police because they had crossed the red line.
You mean you were going to begin chaos. You're going to start a chaotic scene
No,
in
no,
the
no,
street.
no,
That's
no.
what you're going to do.
No,
Because
no, no, no.
this is a group of people who are doing their demonstration. You show up there with your boys also and say you're coming to arrest them. How can you arrest them when they are demonstrating?
Yeah, well, that's what we're going to take them.
That was going to... No, you cannot take them.
Yeah.
They are not...
Well, we're going to take them like fowls.
How can you take them like fowls? They are not fowls. They are strong young men and women who have come to demonstrate. If you go there to go and arrest them, what you did, you should admit was wrong for you to have even intended and harbored the intention to go
not at all.
Engage in a open confrontation.
Not open confrontation. I'm not sure
a statement.
It would have.
You even were targeting NDC when the demonstration had nothing to do with NDC.
No, that is a separate enterprise. Some of the in intel that is available to us, suggested something was going to happen. So as a party, we had a discussion and we decided to, take a position on the matter. I'm sure you have followed consistently the defacing of Dr. Baumier's billboards, posters, flyers, and all that. I'm sure you have seen it. We have so many videos of it.
I saw the destruction of the barricade around the cathedral.
No, even that one is quite the latest, but they have been series of it, unprovoked. And this thing, we are the party in government, and let's contain some of these provocations and so on and so forth. But it got to a time that the youth in the party said, no, we have run out of patience. We don't have any patience anymore. So now the posture we have taken is that if you tear down our posters, we also tear down yours.
You're going to do boot for boot.
Yes.
You're going to do eye for an eye.
Yes. When you slap me, I will not turn this. When you slap me on the left, I will not turn the right one for you to slap. I'll slap the left one very hard.
You are the government. Your party is the government.
This is not about government. This is about principle.
Yeah, but that's the wrong principle. There's a principle called rule of law. That principle says that you hand over everything to the law to deal with.
No, when you slap me and I slap you back, it's not against any law.
That's how you're going to. So on election day, that's what you intend to do?
No.
On election day, why if someone shows up at what's the name of your polling station in Tamale?
Temporal Boot B, Russia Bungalows.
If Rashid shows up and slaps you on that day around 9:47 a.m., what would you do?
He knows how we do it in Tamale.
How would you do it? You slap him back?
Why would you slap me and go scot-free?
So you slap you back when there are police people or soldiers or fire service people.
That is away from the.
No, I'm saying around the voting area.
Yeah, no. You cannot just come. I will take my time, finish voting, and I come. Imaru, me, when I start a fight, I don't end it. Those who know me will tell you.
Unless blood comes.
And it's not about unless blood, but I don't finish my fight.
So you slap the person back?
Oh, yes. When I go and finish my voting and come back, I'll slap you.
Is this Tamale Central?
No, Tamale South.
Your concern is Tamale South. And if Haruna boys see that happening and they decide to fight you, do you know where that's going to end? It's going to escalate.
No. It's not. It will not escalate. Like I
and
said,
then it means that election would be the election day would be
no,
and the man behind it would be the youth organizer of the who is expected to be who is expected to be measured and calculated.
I am very measured. I am very calculated.
No, but what you are saying sounds like you are going for war.
No, not war.
We are
going to cast.
Yeah, but
ballots.
when you are saying that I slap back, you don't go there.
I'm only telling you my principle as a person.
Yeah, but that principle should not be what you use to lead a political party. Because you are leading, you see, I don't know what the youth strength of your party is, but I'm sure
we are in millions.
It's in the millions.
Yes.
If you say this to them, that on election day or even ahead of the election, if anyone slap back.
Yes.
Where is the law?
So don't slap.
No, there may be a slap.
Why should you slap somebody?
I'm just saying there may be. When John Mahama said he was going to do boot for boot.
All of it is conditional.
When John Mahama said boot for boot, this was the explanation he gave. When Akufo-Addo said all die be die, this was the condition he gave.
You see, Umaru, let me tell you something. In life, anybody that trounces on you leaves you with no respect. So for me, my self-respect, I never joke with it. That is why I will protect my self-respect. If you don't need to slap me. You don't need to touch me. When I disagree with you, I tell you this is my disagreement. Let's debate, our ideas, and everybody goes. I don't see why you should hate someone. I'll never do it. I'll never be the first to hate.
Okay. You said that the democracy have people, there's nothing democratic about them. But what they are demonstrating against is illegal mining, which is destroying our water bodies and all of that. Should you not, as a youth leader, be associating with them? Should you not have held a placard
I
to go and
associate fully with the issues of Galamsey, with the citizenry. I stand with them. I have written on this particular matter. My views on it is very, very public. When the last three dies, the last man dies. I've said this time without number. So it's not anything strange. Of course, behind the scenes, we have these discussions. You understand? Because everyone is concerned. It's not as if nobody is concerned. Only some people are. Because it is an existential threat to all of us. And I've said this time without number. Omari, you know that I don't hold the citizenship of any other country, nor residence, nor permanent residence of any country. So I don't have anywhere to go. It's only Ghana that I have to live in. So I don't want a country where in the future I cannot get water. My children cannot, my family cannot, my friends cannot.
So impress on the president to declare a state of emergency.
As I tell you, as we speak, there's some serious amount of work being done. Serious amount of work being done. Look,
the people want state of emergency. Organized labor is calling for everybody's calling for
and declare state of emergency. I say, so automatically when you declare state of emergency, it solves the problem.
Yes,
no,
it does. It does. It solves half of the problem.
It doesn't.
We want an end to all mining.
It doesn't.
Until we see.
Let's not be sensational on some of these matters. Look, people, it involves money. People are daring, and I've told, friends, colleagues alike, look, if we do not go into the root of the matter and we are shaking the leaves, we will not solve it. Because you shake the leaves, some will fall, but the root, the trunk are still standing firm.
But you are the root. You are the one in government.
All of us.
A lot of the excavators we see belong to the politicians.
You see, they are still within the same sentimental zone.
Take me back.
You understand. Look, there are some issues that, transcend beyond the normal, point of attack. And I refer to the drug trade in, say, America. How come with all their sophistication, they cannot stop it? It is because the criminals are also, smarter people. All right? That's their source of livelihood. The little I have learned about Galamsey, how intricate it is. It's going to take, so much from all of us. Look, you go in a community, people are out there, giving information to the people in the bush, those that are coming. The forestry guys, by the time they get there, they don't see anybody. Immediately they leave, the people gather and go inside again. How are you going to deal with it? So it's going to take a lot of multifaceted approach, and that's what I've seen in the last, period. Some being done. I've seen some.
So for you, if the president were listening to you, if you were invited to cabinet and the president said, "Salam, there's a call for me to impose a state of emergency. I want to hear from you as a youth wing leader." What would be your advice? Would you say, Mr. President, go ahead and impose a state of emergency, or you'd say no?
I don't see how a state of emergency solves the problem.
You don't think it would be? It's a
I don't see how it solves the problem. I don't see it being the solution. The solution is, understanding it from the roots. Look, how come today a farmer can sell his cocoa to a galamseya? Why? So I'm saying that there's more to it than just the periphery that we are attacking. So if we don't come back, have a whole rethink of this whole thing, then we'll keep firefighting. Look,
but the idea is that
do about a year, the thing goes down, then the next year when no one is talking about it again, they hit again. That back and forth doesn't solve the problem. And that's exactly what we have been doing over the period. Look, Umaru, we have been mining in this country before even the first Europeans set their foot in this country. So we know all about mining. And there's gold in this country from the north, or from the south all the way to the north. So our people know about mining already. We are not now coming to teach them anything about mining.
Let's talk about another thing that's connected to this issue is unemployment, mostly of the youth.
Yeah.
You are the youth leader of your party. Your party campaigned on providing jobs for the youth. In fact, our manifesto of 2016, I still remember, was titled An Agenda for Jobs. Those jobs you promised are not there, because I'm sure that if you had jobs, maybe people will not go and risk their lives doing what they are doing in the places that they are doing it. You have failed on the job side of things, haven't you?
We haven't failed in essence.
But you've almost failed.
No. You see, you cannot say I have created all the jobs that I need to. Every country, at any point in time, there are some people who will not have jobs to do. People get out of the job market. The rate at which we are churning out graduates in this country is not commensurate to the rate at which we are creating jobs. And it is because most of the jobs is within the government sector. Almost everybody wants to go into the government sector because our private sector is a little bit, lackluster, So until we're able to empower our private sector, and that's what, our 2024 manifesto is all about. But when we say Baumia means business. In terms of job creation, I'm coming. Okay. In terms of job creation, empirical data, shows that over 2.2 million, jobs have been created from state contributions and all that from 2017 all the way till date. It's quite a huge number, but it's also quite a drop in the ocean, looking at the numbers that we are churning out. So consistently, we have to create more jobs. And if you pick our manifesto, from the mining sector, Dr. Baumia has quite some very, innovative ideas on this whole mining, on this whole galamsey thing that he thinks that we should, explore to, one, solve the galamsey problem, and two, create more jobs within the mining sector. It's such a huge sector that we cannot, wish away. And also, it attracts so many young people. I don't know if you have gone to a galamsey pit before. I have. I
have not.
The number of young people you see, they will blow your mind. So it's an area we have to find a way. It's an enterprise we have to find, our way around, make it much more sustainable. So we are proposing that let's set up the minerals, the mining development bank, where Ghanaians can source funding, get their own equipment, so that you don't get up and go to China and bring Chinese, who come and use excavators and so on, and destroy our environment.
You are saying today that we don't need a state of emergency. When you came into office, the president said he was going to fight this thing frontally. Yeah. You deployed an app, you deployed soldiers, you did all of that.
I'm not really saying that we don't need it all. I am saying that.
You think the approach should be different?
I don't think that it solves the problem.
Let's talk about your campaign. How is the youth front of the MPP doing the campaign ahead of the election? Are you getting the boys and girls to come out, or they are disappointed in you? They are going the 24-hour economy?
Not at all. There's no need 24-hour economy anywhere. Yeah, the senseless policy has been dustbined.
Oh, how?
Yeah, because there's no sensible explanation, anywhere so far for it.
Kofi works for 8 hours. Amma works for 8 hours. Owusu comes to do 8 hours. That's very sensible. And it happens elsewhere.
I can see you smiling.
Me smiling?
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. That's what your mama said.
Yeah, that's quite satirical.
How?
Yeah, it's and quite a silly joke.
How?
Yeah, so the judge will sit at 1 a.m. so that they bring a criminal from Nsawam at 1:30 2 a.m. For him to judge,
yes,
right?
Yes, what's wrong with that?
Okay.
Your government said that, okay, not your government, but the judiciary currently is doing some extension of closing time for judges in some selected district courts. So if it can happen
to 1
there,
a.m. to 2 a.m.
No, but if you can do to 5 p.m., you can do to 8 p.m., then you can also do to 1 a.m.
You see, Omaro, dealing with the unemployment problem is a serious issue that goes beyond joke. And beyond patronizing people. Let's not patronize the young people in this country. It's a very serious matter. Look, when you sit home a month or two without doing anything, that's where you know that it's a very, very depressing matter. So let's not, for the want of vote, throw anything that we think makes a good sound in the ears of voters because we want it. Let's be more practical in how we solve the problems. and that's why I would prefer a more practical approach to dealing with the problem than this, fanciful and, nonsensical explanations that we are being bombarded with left, right, and center.
You are insulting now, are you
No,
not?
I'm sorry, but I'm a youth activist, and when I see that some of these things are happening, it gets to me. So it touches me, and I am quite passionate about it.
So we see Dr. Baumia leading one campaign. We see Napo on one. We've seen Samira. We've seen Napo's wife. Are you also leading a campaign team at one side? Because I think you were in the Upper East region or something.
Yes.
What is that about?
We have been doing the youth campaign tour. I did the Baumia Youth Connect. We did the 16 regions. I've done the constituency-based one for him too, quite a number of constituencies. Now I'm leading another team doing a separate activity. So just last week I was in the north. I did 11 constituencies between Northern region and the Upper East region. I'm in Greater Accra. I've been working in some of the constituencies, and we are going to climax it with a walk on Saturday. I move to the Western and Central region as the flag bearer is getting out. By the time I finish, I'll join him, for the final push in Ashanti region. So we have quite an elaborate campaign structure, campaign plan. The General Secretary has been doing some fantastic work, and whole number of party activists, the women organizer, the national coordinators are out. Sometimes not, because we, the nature of our work, the hot blooded, nature of youth stuff, you see some of our things out. But there's so much being done, and it is showing in the polls.
Talk to me about the Saturday walk. What are you planning?
Yes, we are going to, come out in our numbers, take to the streets, with our party colors, walk.
Where are you doing this from? To where?
We are starting from the Obra Sport, and we'll end at Manchagbona, the very famous Manche Agbona. It's about a 7-kilometer walk, through this year road, Kojo Thompson Road. We'll turn somewhere into Farisco, then Makola, then we'll end at Manchagbona. So I'm taking this opportunity to invite all young people to show up.
So it's for MPP youth.
If you're a sympathizer of the MPP, why not come? If you're an admirer of the MPP, come. If you're a sympathizer of the MPP, come.
And there'll be a rally at the end?
Yes. We'll end it with a rally, and we will make statements.
You're going to do profligate. You're going to do profligate. Show us that you have money.
In which sense?
I don't know. We doing
at the rally, we will show that we have money.
We are inviting the people to give them money. So
no. It's a health walk. We are coming to walk. Fraternize, meet and greet.
So there'll be addresses.
Yes, socialize.
With the flag bearer.
The flag bearer will be there, myself, a whole lot of people, the General Secretary, the National Organizer, national leadership of the party, members of Parliament, ministers of state, so many people. Samuel Wuku will be there, Cabo,
to ginger the base.
Yeah. We're going to.
How is Greater Accra region looking for you?
Very, very good.
Are you sure?
Yeah, very, very, very.
The last time the NDC gave you a good whipping.
It was about 40-45%. The NDC did around 55%. So it's not a very big,
This is the national capital. A lot of the national issues are determined here, and the economy is not good for you. And the people of Accra,
that we understand.
They'll teach you a lesson, don't they?
That we understand.
Are you not afraid?
No. There is people are conscious. People are conscious of what's going on now. Okay, that's consciousness. That look, yes, things don't look good, economically, but you see, it's everywhere in the world.
That would be your defense.
It's not a defense. It is the actual situation. And we're all fighting to get grasp of our systems. And here we haven't done badly. Look, the last report I saw of the IMF, now we are growing around 6.9%. Inflation is dropping to around 20-something percent. I'm sure by December we should be hovering around 18%. So gradually things are coming back into shape.
Okay.
And it's taking some effort.
Very
We
well.
understand the difficulties out there, and we sympathize with the Ghanaian people, and we tell them that don't lose hope. Yeah, we'll work and get it right.
John Mahama says he'll come and fix it. He needs
No,
to
no,
reset
he's-
it. He's coming
he's
to
a
reset.
failure.
He
He
says he's coming to
failed.
reset it.
No, no.
Then
We are upgrading.
He has failed, and you came to show that there's a different level of failure. So he's saying
No,
he's coming to
no,
reset.
that's not accurate.
Yeah.
Look, when we came, there were just 3 astroturfs. We have taken to over 150. As I speak, we have done over 20 brand new hospitals that have started and finished and operating. This is minus agenda 111. Look at the STEM, education that we have brought into our schools. I don't know the last time you have gone to see these public schools that we are modernizing. So a lot has been done.
Okay.
A lot has been done, and still a lot is been done. Look at the huge projects we are doing. Dualization of Angkor, in Sawam Road, the one at East Legon, joining Spintex over the motorway. That's also going to see expansion. So this country has seen appreciable level of development.
Salam.
And I'm urging the Ghanaian people that maintain the NPP and let's continue to do the good work we are doing.
Salam Mustafa, National Youth Organizer, NPP.
And they should come on Saturday.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's why it's important.
Thank you for joining us.
Let's shut down the city.
So that's Salam Mustafa. He's a National Youth Organizer of the NPP. He was here for Point Blank. My name is Umaru Sandamado. I did this with Akosia Oche. Production by Kwabena Wilson and Sami Wiafe. The technical support from Emmanuel Lati. And new media support from Edwin Kwakofi. We'll be back tomorrow at 17:30 GMT. Up next is Sister Sister with Chris Carter. Have a good night.